Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're looking at something pretty interesting in Singaporean politics. We've got two individuals, Low and Eileen Chong from the Workers' Party.
Right.
They're now members of parliament, full voting rights and everything.
Yep, full rights. But here's the twist.
They didn't actually win their elections back on May 3rd.
Exactly. The Elections Department announced on May 19th they were appointed as non-constituency members of parliament. NCMPs.
NCMPs.
Yeah.
Okay, so this isn't some, administrative error.
No, not at all. It's a deliberate part of the political system here. It's designed to ensure there are, different voices heard in parliament.
Okay, so NCMPs. How does that actually work? You lose an election but still end up in parliament.
Well, the idea behind the NCMP scheme is to guarantee a minimum number of opposition members. Right now, that number is 12.
12. Since when?
That was updated back in 2016. So if fewer than 12 opposition candidates get elected directly.
Which happened this time, right? The Workers' Party won 10 seats.
Correct. So they were too short of that guaranteed 12 opposition voices.
And that's where the NCMP slots come in.
Precisely. The scheme offers seats to the best losers, essentially, the losing opposition candidates with the highest percentage of votes.
And these NCMPs, they can actually vote, like elected MPs.
Yes, exactly the same voting rights.
Right.
They can debate legislation, ask questions, vote on bills. The key difference is they don't represent a specific constituency, a geographical area.
Right. No specific ward nights or local issues like that?
Not in the same way, no. Their focus is more national.
Okay, so walk us through how Low and Eileen Chong specifically got these spots. The Workers' Party had 10 seats.
Right, needing 2 more. Low ran in Jalan Kayu SMC. That's a single-member constituency.
There's 1 seat up for grabs there.
He lost, but he got 48.53% of the vote, a really significant share.
Wow, that's close.
Very. And it made him the top-performing losing opposition candidate overall.
So he automatically gets offered the first NCMP seat.
He's the first in line, yes. Then there was still 1 more seat needed to reach 12.
And that went to Eileen Chong. How did that happen?
Eileen Chong was part of the Workers' Party team contesting Tampines GRC, a group representation constituency.
So a team effort there.
Yes, teams run together in GRCs. Their team in Tampines got 47.37% of the votes.
Also very respectable.
Indeed. That was the second highest percentage among all the losing opposition teams or candidates.
So the returning officer contacts the Tampines team.
Correct, because they were the next best performing losers, and they had a seat available. The team then had to decide who among them would take up the NCMP offer.
And they nominated Eileen Chong.
They did, yes.
Yeah.
That was on May 18th, the day before the official announcement.
Okay, so now they're in Parliament. What's the expected impact? Who do we think Low and Eileen Chong will focus on?
Well, looking at their backgrounds and campaigns, Low, given his performance and likely the issues raised in Jalan Kayu, we might expect him to champion things like workers' rights, social equity.
Issues that clearly resonated with almost half the voters there.
You could say that, yes. And Eileen Chong, coming from a GRC context, perhaps a broader focus on community welfare, family support policies, things like that.
So their presence adds depth to debates, offers different perspectives.
That's the intention. It allows for, more scrutiny of government policies, brings alternative viewpoints to the table. The Workers' Party certainly sees it as strengthening their ability to represent Singaporeans overall.
Holding the government accountable on a wider range of topics.
Even without that direct constituency link, their voice on national policy is, it's equal in terms of voting power.
Which brings us to kind of a fundamental question, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You have MPs with full voting power who weren't directly elected by voters in a specific area. So, thinking about this for you, the listener, does this NCMP system giving these rights to unelected members ultimately strengthen democracy in Singapore by ensuring diverse voices?
Or, does it maybe dilute the mandate of those who are directly elected? It's a balance, isn't it?
Definitely something to think about. And maybe should NCMPs have more formal ways to engage with the public, even without a specific constituency base?
That's another interesting angle.
Yeah. So this deep dive really shows how Singapore's framework tries to build in opposition voices, even when election results don't directly provide that minimum number. It makes you think about representation, accountability, and how parliamentary systems can evolve.